And now a support pick for Beryl. A lot of these engaged supports have been trimmed down.
Oh,
and
he's just going to do it.
They're going to go for the Seraphine.
That would be very interesting, and there it is. So, of course, Beryl, a big fan of any champion that has range and can do some damage.
Yeah.
Oh, the Blitzcrank! Yeah. There it is!
I was going to say, your options here, you try and match scaling for scaling, or you go for a kill lane. And I think it's pretty clear they've gone for the kill lane.
Well, it is a very different looking draft. A little bit more early power here for KT. We'll see whether that can get them across the line as we dive under the rift for Game 2.
You know, I feel like some chromas are like, people have their preferences, like, okay, they're skin a different color, but I feel like Zach got the most value out of just a chroma.
Oh, yeah.
Doing so much for the champion.
The skins team really has a rough time when it comes to Zach, though, as casting not quite able to get the W off. That is not as ruthless as he wants to be.
They're dialed in, they're focused. Ooh. It's mano a mano.
True. Well, you can see casting. He started it up. Ruthless Predator going to connect this time around. He's got the dice ready. It's almost just a solo kill as the flash forward from Pyoshik is going to guarantee it. Dudu didn't press his flash button, so that is good news, but still, first blood on the top side of the map once again for KT.
All good at like bursting out one target, so the value for the Seraphine may not be as good as Andal got in that game 1. Oh, Beryl.
Yeah, able to sidestep the hook. Andal down to about 50%, but Def not wanting to walk into the fog of war. You've got captive audiences all over the place. Yeah, this is
unhealthy.
Somewhat subpar as old here. He's jumped a little bit further forward than he would otherwise like. Is casting once again almost towards a solo kill, and he's now looking to try and deliver this one over to BDD. It doesn't quite work out, and casting's going to have to He walks back and gets himself killed. He was like, no, Dudu, you deserve this one. And that's why they didn't pick Talia in game number 1 to make sure that his debut wasn't against a champion that he has struggled into the past. That is a great shove, though, from BDD onto Andal, but already it started off poorly here for KT. A 1-for-1 in the end. Support for Jungler as now Beryl. That encore was not it. Now Def will finally turn up. Another phenomenal seismic shove going to come in as Def finally has the arrows, but it's just not going to be enough. Leaper dives on top of him, and it's a triple, almost a quadra kill for Bulldog, but Leaper takes it in the end. And the seismic shoves are really good. I feel like BDD played it quite well, but Bulldog just right-clicked. And now Andal's in the top lane, and that is a nice little hook. Going to be set up brilliantly there. The Dominus not quite going to be enough, but at least the Q doing some work. And now a flash forward from Pyoshik. Finds the punch under the Camille once again. And casting just kind of masterfully baiting the whole situation. And it looks like we're going to be evening out these dragons unless Quandong Freaks have something to say about it. Blast Cone available for Cuz. Opts out of it here as the Drake is going to be picked up. Hook once again going to be walked away from by Beryl. He is an expert at that one as Cloud Soul coming in. Yeah, maybe if the hook had landed from Andal, then everything's different. As soon as the hook doesn't land, they back away from it. There it is, landing this time around. Very easy on a stationary target. And Deft now just getting completely torn to shreds. Valkyrie forward from Bulldog, cleanse from Deft. He gets out of dodge, but BDD may not be in a good enough position. And now casting, he's making his way in 3 low health members. This is so scary. And the seismic shove onto the rocks from BDD. And he secures his target. And now this huge Crocodile is looking for Leaper. He does have a trap in place. Also looking like a different player to what Perfect was, right? I feel like Perfect was often one of these more utility-based top laners. I'm going to have to hold that thought for a moment. BDD in trouble. Hook going to connect. And there it is. Encore not going to be landing here either as Andal just trying to get out of there, and will be able to do so. Cuz tanking up the turret for him.
Yeah, good teammate Cuz tanking that one up for him. Very long CC change.
Yeah, I feel like that snare lasted for way too long. I was like, hang on a second, are we going to have a pause? But we did. It was just Andal, and it is just as intended as
now.
I don't
think you're outplaying this. I don't think there's any...
No. Can you get the ultimate out of Pyoshik is the question, I guess, that you can ask, and the answer is no, you can't. As Pyoshik going to do some Overwatch tactics here as he's looking to try and, you know, stagger the back, stagger the resets.
That's pretty big because Dragon's up for 20 seconds, so... Very long stun, but you can see now KT, they know Bulldog's still down, still unavailable. On a great wall as well. KT have just come alive since game 1.
And I think it might have something to do with this Talia for BDD. He has been extraordinarily good on this champion throughout his entire career, and the Aurelion Soul was just kind of a non-factor this time. He's kept up in farm and is an absolute threat in this mid-game. Really good to see. So KT able to keep up with the momentum that Quandong Freaks have been looking for themselves. Otherwise, things pretty even as far as farm is concerned across the board. You know, slight lead here for casting, but that has only recently occurred. 3,000 gold mainly coming from, you know, a bit of extra turret money as first turret blood going over to KT. And they do have 6 grubs as well. And so that means that these turrets could continue to fall. Top lane is in dire straits, as we can see. And casting not going to be looking to topple that one just yet, but BDD on a split push as well towards this bottom side. So finally some momentum in KT's hands. So 3 games looking like a possibility. And that is all we really want here. Because yesterday was the 6-game banger day, you know, and I was there for a little bit at the beginning, but I didn't really get to feel the magic of it, you know?
Imagine if it just kept going. Remember we had that really long streak last year of just 2-0 series? Imagine if we just had a 3-game series all the way.
Well, whenever a new person starts at the LCK, but whether it be on the global side or on the Korean side, it's always their responsibility how long the days are.
Yeah.
And so already, Dagon is guaranteed that we're getting 6 gamers, because he's here and he's a 6-gamer guy.
He's a 6-gamer guy.
And that was me when I debuted in OGN as well. I started off and it was just 6-game days for weeks on end. And I was really psyched about it, you know, because I was new, and Carsten John was just like, dude, why do I have to be here all the time? Forever and ever.
No freaking.
It's your fault.
I think Leaper's going to be able to base and get IE, yeah. Well, it's not as bad for Leaper, but for Bulldog, they're looking for play.
Yeah, although this is kind of just cuz right now. He's just fighting casting. Dudu will eventually make his way down and does try and keep him in position. There is the Dominus. They do have the dice as well. Casting is actually not wanting to use it because he has teammates coming down as well, and Quantum Freaks starting to realize that they have overstayed their welcome. Good flash from Cuz that has to use it to get out of the way of the arrow.
Legitimately, I actually think he could have 1v2'd there. If they,
I was kind of thinking that.
I think Dudu and Cuz suddenly realized, like, okay, we've got it, and they're like, wait a minute. Back in the day in the LCS, where like a fight came down to like 30% crit Corki critting 3 times.
Yep, it was probably double lift as well.
I'm ready for it to happen here.
Yeah, as okay, the Dragon down to 50% as now Andel's just flashing forward, manages to get the hook, but he's taking so much damage. He's first one to go down. BDD goes golden as well to survive through it, and now the Ash is tearing them to shreds. Casting gets amongst it. He's going down like paper, like you were saying, but Deft is still raining hell on them. There's the Weaver's Wall. The flash comes out from Dudu, and Kwangdong Freaks are just pushed away from this Dragon Pit.
And they do it kind of fast. Maybe they can get this in time, actually. This might just be the play.
It's going so incredibly quickly. Yeah, and KT, you probably knew exactly what was happening here. You saw all of them converge, but that is just a free Baron. It's a hook as well, as now Beryl, he had to flash to get out of the way of that one, but he cannot flash again, so he's just dead. So it's not only a Baron, but it's also a pick. Def trying to offer some damage back, but the damage has been done.
That thought went through my mind. Quantum Freaks just dialed in.
Oh
no.
And now Def gonna have to go with some fancy footwork here as Pyoshik not having. Oh, okay.
Not even close.
Yeah.
You know.
I was thinking that as soon as that controller was kind of ignored in like this weird way, that it just wasn't gonna be enough. As Arrow gonna connect onto Leaper here. He flashes over the wall after the cleanse. That's both summoner spells now down. Weaver's Wall coming in. Arndil in no man's land, and Dudu is with him, and is now casting. He's going to come in. The Hextech ultimatum to try and avoid some of the damage, and Kwangdong Freaks get the first 2 kills of the fight. BDD looking for more. The health bars are so incredibly low. Is BDD finally able to go into that Zhonya's to keep himself alive? Leaper finds the shot and just ends the Renekton, and now Cuz flashes forward with the Bramble Smash, and that is the ace for the Kwangdong Freaks.
Vaguely tanky. They have bruises. I honestly think BDD...
Okay. Cuz looking for an opportunity here as the Weaver's Wall comes down. Beryl is going to get almost hit by the final shot, but he was out of the curtains.
Yeah, I was going to say BDD with the Zhonyas and the Seraphs and the Leandries might be one of the tankier members on the squad, which says a lot. He's convincing us. He's slowly doing the work.
I tell you what, though, the main thing that I really didn't like was lethality Jhin. That just felt terrible.
Now you have a bit of both, you know, bit of lethality, bit of crit, a lot of damage.
Yeah. I like the crit version a whole lot more as Seismic Shove going to go wide. There is the Nature's Grasp as okay, Andal not going to quite find the hook as there it is. Cease and desist, and they say no to Bulldog. He is very, very dead. KT finding a little bit of respite here. Doesn't have cease and desist now, but there's the Weaver's Wall from BDD. Looks for the opportunity on the Leaper, who just walks over to the side. Andal might be taken down here as Pyoshik in trouble. Def just flying forward, finds the Jhin. BDD once again and expertly used Zhonya's just to bait them through. And Dudu couldn't find anything for it, and KT have come alive. As now Baron has been started. Okay, Cuz up and available. Dudu doesn't have teleport, remember, so this is going to be KT's advantage with all 5 members here. They've got the healing from the Seraphine as well. They just need to keep Cuz out of the pit. That is all they have to do. Is now Bulldog. He is once again going to eat a cease and desist, and he's all by himself. Casting dives over the Baron wall as well, and KT, an expertly played Baron. They will be able to lock that one down in trade. They might be able to get there, as Dudu actually decided to go back to the wave to try and challenge. This inhibitor is not long for the world, so they want to get at least something. But Casting, he goes back. The curtains have now been called, and the Weaver's Wall will be able to knock Leaper out of it, even though the Edge of Night was there as BDD. He's getting taken down low, but he has that Zhonya's. As now Bulldog going to get pushed back. BDD thrown into the thick of things, though, as there's Leaper's clans, and Casting trying to get up there, but he can't really do it. Dudu is just a monster as Beryl's flashing away, and they've lost both of their carries, and now Leaper, another just explosion of crit damage on top of this Renekton. Beryl can't do anything. And this new 80 carry for the Guangdong Freaks is popping off.
He's doing so much work. KT overcommitting to the base. Perfect lineup for not only the Jin ult, but the flank that comes through. And now it's only the Vi alive. The death timers are long. The waves are there. They're going to look for the end here and now.
Let's see what they can do. They've got that wave turning up towards that bottom side. They can tank up these turret shots as well to try and keep this wave alive for as long as possible. Pyoshik, he's going to need a miracle, but I just don't think he's going to be able to buy enough time. He needs 13 seconds on BDD, and he just will not have it. The Guangdong Freaks, a 2-0 in their debut match of summer. Leaper comes out and says, World Championship bottom lane? Nah. That's not what I'm interested in. Another hook for Arndil. And the Guangdong Freaks take the 2-0.
Topping the damage charts on Maokai.
As usual, yeah.
Definitely felt like a team effort in this one.
Certainly did.